An international coalition led by the United States continued attacks in Iraq and Syria this weekend. CBS News correspondent Holly Williams and her team have made their way to Erbil in northern Iraq. Holly.
Good morning, Bob. More than 150,000 people have fled ISIS over the last week and a half after the Islamic militants tightened their siege of the town of Kobani in northern Syria. Now, those people certainly welcome the US-led airstrikes, but they've told us they need more of them. It's very similar to what we're told here in Iraqi Kurdistan, where they're fighting against ISIS on the ground. They welcome US help, they just need more of it. Now, the airstrikes so far have targeted things like ISIS vehicles, barracks, training facilities and the oil fields that ISIS controls. And they will degrade the strength of ISIS. But destroying ISIS is another matter entirely, and it may be impossible from the air because the Islamic extremists are entrenched in towns and cities. And airstrikes on those areas will kill many more civilians, which the US and its coalition partners certainly want to avoid.
Holly, do you think these airstrikes are welcomed by everyone there?
No, they're not. ISIS has popular support amongst some Sunni Muslims in Syria and Iraq, including in cities like Raqqa and Mosul. And the strikes haven't just been against ISIS. They've also targeted a group that is linked to the al-Nusra Front, which is very popular with Syrians who are opposed to the regime and has even fought alongside the so-called moderate rebels who are backed by the US. Now, al-Nusra has called on its supporters to attack the US and other coalition partners in retaliation. And many ordinary Syrians are outraged that the US would launch strikes against al-Nusra while it's failed to take any military action at all against the Syrian regime, which has been indiscriminately bombing its own people for more than 3 years. Bob?
Thank you so much, Holly, and be safe.